Vincent van Gogh, one of the most famous and influential figures in the history of Western art, was born on March 30, 1853, in Groot-Zundert, a village in the southern Netherlands. He was the eldest surviving son of Theodorus van Gogh, a pastor of the Dutch Reformed Church, and Anna Cornelia Carbentus. Vincent was named after his stillborn older brother, a common practice at the time. The Van Gogh family was close-knit, and Vincent was particularly close to his younger brother, Theo, who would become his lifelong confidant and supporter. Early life and education. Van Gogh's early years were marked by frequent relocations due to his father's pastoral duties. He had a strong attachment to nature and showed an early interest in art, although his initial career path led him to work as an art dealer. At the age of 16, Vincent joined the art dealership Goupil and Cie, where he worked in The Hague, London, and Paris. His time in London was significant as it was there he experienced unrequited love, which contributed to his bouts of depression. Turning point and religious pursuits. Van Gogh's life took a significant turn when he decided to leave the art dealership in 1876. He returned to England, where he worked as a teacher and then as an assistant preacher. His deepening religious convictions led him to pursue a career in ministry. Vincent enrolled in a theology program in Amsterdam, but his unconventional approach and inability to conform to the strict academic requirements led to his departure. In 1879, Vincent became a missionary in the Borinage, a mining region in Belgium. He lived among the poor miners, sharing their hardships and giving away his possessions, which led to his dismissal by the church authorities who considered his actions overly zealous. Transition to art. After leaving the Borinage, Van Gogh's focus shifted more towards art. His brother Theo, who was now an art dealer, encouraged him to develop his artistic talents. Vincent moved to Brussels in 1880, where he studied the basics of anatomy and perspective. His early works during this period were mostly dark and somber, reflecting the harsh realities of peasant life. Artistic development and influences. In 1886, Van Gogh moved to Paris to live with Theo. The vibrant art scene in Paris exposed him to the works of the Impressionists and Neo-Impressionists. He became friends with artists like Paul Gauguin, Camille Pissarro, and Georges Seurat. The influence of these artists, along with the bright colors and light of the French countryside, transformed Van Gogh's palette and style. His works became more vibrant, and he developed his distinctive brush-stroke technique. Arles and the Yellow House. Seeking a new environment and inspired by Japanese art, Van Gogh moved to Arles in the south of France in 1888. He rented the famous Yellow House, where he hoped to establish an artist colony. Gauguin joined him for a brief and tumultuous period. The two artists had intense discussions and disagreements about art, which culminated in the infamous incident where Van Gogh, in a fit of mental distress, cut off part of his own ear. Decline and final years. Van Gogh's mental health continued to deteriorate, and he voluntarily admitted himself to the St. Paul de Mausolée Asylum in Saint-Rémy-de-Provence in 1889. Despite his struggles, this period was incredibly productive. He created some of his most famous works, including Starry Night and Irises. In May 1890, Van Gogh moved to Auvers-sur-Oise to be closer to Theo and under the care of Dr. Paul Gachet. His time in Auvers was marked by intense creativity but also deepening depression. On July 27, 1890, Vincent van Gogh shot himself in the chest. He died 2 days later on July 29, 1890, at the age of 37, with Theo by his side. Legacy. Vincent van Gogh's life was marked by struggle and unfulfilled ambitions during his lifetime. He sold very few paintings and was largely unrecognized. However, after his death, his work gained critical acclaim and commercial success. Today, Van Gogh is celebrated as one of the greatest artists in history, known for his expressive and emotive use of color and his influence on the foundations of modern art. His letters to Theo provide deep insight into his thoughts, struggles, and artistic vision, making him one of the most well-documented artists of his time.